Good afternoon. In today's video we are doing a summer inspired shop my stash. I went through and picked out things that either the product itself is something I use a lot during the summer, or the packaging is something that makes me think of summer, and even the eyeshadow palette is a little more literal in the theming. So I kind of went with that, and just things that make me think of the nice warm weather. So I basically went through and picked out things that immediately, like the first thing I saw that made me go, summer, that's what I grabbed. I didn't overthink it. I just kind of went simply through things that make me feel like it's summertime. So let's go ahead and get into this look. I'm going to start by priming my face with the Milani Fruit Fetish Make It Last, the Mango Coconut scent. This scent specifically makes me think of summer. Smells like suntan lotion, which is not my favorite thing. Smells very sunscreeny, but it is very summery. So we're going to start with that. Next, I'm going to prime my eyes, and I'm using the Juvia's Place eye primer. And I picked this one for the packaging. I don't feel like any of mine are really more appropriate for summer or not, but the packaging of this one was a little prettier. Now, I've been having an issue with this one where as soon as I open it, it starts like pouring out everywhere. Every time I get out too much. Because like that is way too much with this eye primer. It's not like it's squished or anything, but maybe there's air in there pushing it out. I don't know, but we're going to blend this into the eyelid. I'm also going to go over that with a sponge. This is just a dry sponge. I found with the Juvia's Place primer, if I put on too much, it will definitely crease. So I try to have a nice thin layer, and since all of that just spewed out everywhere, I'm going to just pat some of it off with this. For face primer, we're going to use the e.l.f. What is this? The e.l.f. Jelly Pop Dew Primer. This smells like watermelons, and that makes me think summery, you know. It just does. It has like a Jolly Rancher watermelon kind of smell. I'll go with a couple of pumps of this, and for my primer, I like to use a brush most of the time, but for this, I do prefer to use my hands. I feel like when you use your hands for this one, you can kind of tell when it starts to get a little tacky and stop. So while that's setting and getting tacky and all the things, I'm going to use my Milani Precision Brow Pencil in Soft Brown. Now, for brow pencils and pomades, there wasn't really a summery one, but I'm almost done with this. That's all I have left of this. So I'm trying to finish this up. So we're just going to fill in the brows. Listen to the person mowing outside. I mean, it has become such a thing with the mowing that I actually have been filming videos where I'm not applying my makeup, because I apply this during the day, like when I'm going to be leaving the house. But I've been filming some other ones of just talking and things like that at night. I'll have to talk over a mower. There's a lot happening in the background right now, so if I have to voice over, I will, but my mouth will probably still be moving. Just a heads up. Because I'm going to carry on. We're just going to barrel on through this. For a brow gel type of thing, I picked the e.l.f. Electric Mood. Again, I don't really have any that are summery, but this one was the most fun looking packaging. So I'm going to take that Milani spray, and I'm going to spray the top of this. We're going to run our spoolie through the soap as such. And I have learned with this, less is more. I like the hold, but if I go over too many times, it will start to look like soap. You know, it gets like that chalky white look. Alright, we're going to let these dry like straight up like this, and then we'll adjust them after they're dry. Moving on to foundation, I picked up the Covergirl Clean Matte BB Cream for oily skin. This was in my haul video, and this was on sale, on clearance or whatever. This one shade on Walmart for like $2 or $3. And I've owned this in the past. This is doing the same thing that Juvia's Place was. I owned this in the past, And I recently decluttered it. It was very, very, very old. It should have been gone a long time ago. And I got it again, though. I don't remember how I felt about it. I've used it once since then. It is a little dark for me up on initial application here. Oh yeah, that's very dark on me. I would say it is very much a BB cream, very light coverage. It matches my chest okay, like down here. So I think I'm going to add a little bit more and make sure I get it all the way down here. For concealer, I don't really have one that's like summery for me. This is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. I'm just trying to finish this one up. It's a nice solid coverage, but not like full coverage. So we'll use this one. I like to match my coverage level of my foundation and my concealer. I personally wouldn't go in with like a light coverage foundation than a full coverage concealer. I feel like that just doesn't blend well. It just doesn't mesh. You can really tell where you've done one thing versus the other. So I like to go a medium, medium coverage, If I'm going to go the full, if I'm going to go for the full, mattifying full coverage foundation, I'll use, the regular e.l.f. Camo Concealer. And this is a more recent concealer brush purchase. This is the Soft Blend Concealer from Sigma. And it's more fluffy than my other concealer brushes, and I really like it. I wasn't sure how it would feel. I thought maybe it would sheer it out too much, but I don't know, it's good. Powder, I have the Covergirl Clean Matte powder that goes with that foundation. I actually bought these at separate times. This is what I used to use forever ago, like right out of high school. This is what I used, was the Clean Matte Covergirl powder. And I'm going to just apply a little bit of this. Again, the mattifying was what drew me to this for this video. But this is definitely a matte powder. The other thing I had out, or had in mind, was the CoverGirl Clean Fresh. This is a little bit, it's a very similar powder, but just not as mattifying. I don't know, I feel like it looks nice. I don't feel, it is a little orangey, like with all of these combined. What shade do I have in this? Buff Beige. Also probably a little dark, so I'm going to pull this down my neck. Okay, that's not bad. That all kind of blended nicely. Like I said, my chest is usually more red than my neck. It usually matches my face in like the redness, so it's okay. A little bit of contour now. We're going to use the Pixi by Petra in Shape and Shadow, basically. They don't sell this anymore. But this was the only thing in like any kind of summery packaging. Everything else was in like black or brown packaging. So we're going to go under the cheekbones. This is more pigmented. Oh my gosh, the mower. I need to go to the grocery store. We've had like fast food for a couple of days and it's like, kind of over it. But I feel like I'm running out of things to cook. I like to grill in the summer. I also feel like my grocery store has been out of things. You know, I haven't been, I used to make a list before I go in and have a whole list of everything I wanted. And I haven't done that lately because I'll go in with my meal plan and my grocery list, and then they will be missing, the main thing for a meal. It's not been terrible, but it's been a little noticeable where you're like, they're missing all the things I want. For bronzer, I feel like you can probably guess what the bronzer is going to be that reminds me of summertime, and that is our Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer with that coconutty, lotiony smell to it. I don't love the smell of this. It doesn't smell bad, but I feel like it's something that it's a little strong. Like it's just too much. And the product is good for sure. The product is good, but I have things that I like just as well, so I tend to not use this one. And I don't mind a scent. I think a bronzer is an okay place to have scent in it. You know, you're going to put it around just a little bit, not all over your face, but this one's just a little too strong. It's not my favorite thing. I am looking way, way, way bronzed, like way tanner than I am right now. Okay. That's all right. That's all right. I feel summery. We feel summery. For blush, I picked out my blushes from Milani. What are these called? The Cheek Kiss. They're cream blushes, but these colors just screamed summer to me. And for eyeshadow, I picked out the Summer in Saint-Tropez. So I'm not sure where I'm going with this look yet, but just looking in the palette, I feel like I want to use this blush. Yeah, I feel like I'm going to go with the more red of the two. And then we'll go with the eye look from there. I used this the other day for like a cream blush. I'm going to try this one. It was very pigmented. And this is the shade I Cherry Issue. Little on the nose. That's a lot on the nose. Okay. We're going to tap back over all of this with our foundation brush. Just going to go back in with our foundation brush and just tap over the edges, over the top. It's an easy way to dial it back down. Because I don't want it to go away. I want it to be flushed. I want it to be rosy. But I don't want it to look like I put on too much blush. For highlighter, this is a highlighter I have not used in at least a year. That's a long time. But the Wet n Wild Bloom Time highlighter. Does anybody remember for the 5 minutes that this was talked about? It really, really was. Everybody was talking about it. I had it and I used it. I used it a lot. Like that month I got it, and then I kind of pushed it off to the side. Be cautious. This is very blingy. It is a Wet n Wild highlighter. This feels summery. Oh my goodness. Okay, as I've showed you already, we are going to use the Summer in Saint-Tropez palette. Again, the name, the colors, everything is summery. So pretty. I think we're going to use, with this blush color, I feel like we have to use Jet Set. This like reddish one. And kind of just put this all over the outer corner. Alright, blending that up. I kind of want to take this all over the lid. I don't normally do like a monochromatic. Not monochromatic, but like a single shadow. I don't know, this is looking really cute. Okay, but I kind of want to use the shade Intoxicating, like this bright, bright, bright yellow. Okay, I think I'm going to take Jet Set all over the lid. I think we're going to do that. I think I usually use this as more of like an accent shade, like with other things. I've never really used this on its own. And this is a really fun, like orangey color. That looks beautiful just as it is. Oh my goodness. I'm not normally a fan of just like a plain matte eye look. That looks incredible. I'm using the crease brush from Moda. It's kind of this fluffy, pointed brush. It is applying it nicely. I'm buffing it out, but applying it to the lid. That looks really, really cool. I'm going to take the match to the other part of that set with the domed shadow. I'm going to try this. I'm going to take Intoxicating here, this like yellow. I'm going to use Intoxicating on the inner corner. Again, building that up. I'm going to take that across like the first bit here of the top just to blend it together. Pull that down just a little bit under the eye. I'm going to get a smaller brush out. Let's see. I'm going to pull in this other Moda brush. Kind of take that around the inner corner. Back in with Jet Set on the top. Just to make sure we're keeping that vibrant up there. Really getting a good dose of this on those inner corners. Because on the bottom, on the lower lash line, I'm going to put the shade Crepe, which is this orangey yellow here. We're going to take that all along the bottom lash line. Okay, and I'm going to take that same small brush into Jet Set, which was that orangey we used on top, and kind of blend that down onto the outer lower lash line, just to kind of finish that look. Wiping off that brush, I'm going to use the same one back into the neon yellow and build that up a little bit more. I really like the way that this looks. It looks a little funky down here. Yeah, it's kind of clinging to, I don't know if you can tell, like down here, it's clinging to weird little pieces of, I don't know what, like concealer or something. I don't know what happened there. So there is that with our summer in Saint-Tropez. I really like the way that turned out. That looks really cute. Now I kind of want to use yellow in the waterline, but I also want to use this orange. I think we'll start with yellow, and then if I want to do something different, I'll add the orange in there also. I think I do need to sharpen this. I just spent far too long looking for a pencil sharpener that would sharpen this. I don't know what brand this is. It says nothing. This sharpened it perfectly. My Besame one and my Japanesque one would not sharpen this pencil. I couldn't turn it inside the pencil thing. And of course we had to drop something. So, I don't know what the heck. Like, that was ridiculous. Other one, first shot. Sharpened it right up. So be aware of that, I guess. If you're getting these pencils, like, they're not that, like, loose wood pencil. It's more of that where you're like, does it roll up or is it not? You know, where you're not sure if it's plastic. That's what this is. Now for eyeliner, what I thought was summery is my Physicians Formula waterproof. This lasts. It is waterproof. It is very, very good. Now waterproof in the sense that it's not going to smudge all over my eye immediately when it starts to run. But I've not like jumped in the pool with this on, so don't quote me there. I will say, without having any shimmer on my lid, like, you can really tell where I'm putting this. And apparently I cannot apply my eyeliner in a straight line. I'm going for like a little tiny wing here. I'm going to take a little bit of this orange eyeliner into the outer corner to kind of ombre it in there. Alrighty, I'm going to curl my lashes, put on a couple of things of mascara, drop more things. I'm going to apply the Essence Lash Princess False Lash Effect and the Curl and Volume. Okay, we have our mascara applied. I did get some on my lid. I'm going to scrape that off in just a minute. But in the meantime, I'm going to apply some lipstick. And I picked out this, what is this called? The Revlon Super Lustrous Glass Shine lipstick. And I'm going to apply this shade in Glaring Red. It is a very creamy, like balmy feeling lipstick. And wearing these shades can be a little dangerous, I feel like, in this formula, but it is so lightweight that even if it kind of moves around, it really just doesn't do, you know, that bad. And I also found this lip gloss from BH Cosmetics, the So Extra lip gloss. This just looked summery with the pink lid and the glitter. And I don't usually wear a glittery lip gloss, but I'm going to. Very, very glittery. That's like a mild, sweet-ish scent, but not really. Like more just, you know, like a kiss of sweet. Now I'm going to tidy up my eyelid here. Take this. I will say with a matte eyeshadow, like with the orange and yellow, you can definitely see more of like the flaws in it. So I'm going to tidy this up and we will be all done. So here is our finished summer inspired makeup look. I don't normally do an all matte look, but I do like the way that this turned out. The skin's looking a little shiny already, which is kind of surprising with the matte BB cream and powder, but I like that it doesn't look dry. It doesn't look matte, but it does feel like set. But that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you'll consider subscribing, and I will see you next time.